everybody, welcome to another episode of Create with Brenda. I'm Brenda Hillard, Independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I have a fun little project for you today using, again, the Turnovers stamp set. The Turnovers is a reversible stamp set from Stampin' Up! It's a 9-piece photopolymer stamp set. You stamp the line images on one side of the stamp, clean it, turn it over, put it on the block, and stamp the other side. So, anyway, my host code for the month, host code gift for the month with a $75 minimum order is the Turnover stamp set. So let's go down to my work surface and I will demonstrate my project for today using this fun little stamp set. Here we go. All right, so here we are. The September host code for the month is right here. And again, it's the Turnover stamp set, which looks like this. And it has the 9 stamps. Today I'm going to be using the heart stamp set. And our fun little project that we'll be doing is right here. It uses the gold hoops embellishment, the bumblebee gingham ribbon, the ornate floral 3D embossing folder, and I'll show you our new cut and emboss machine from Stampin' Up! And then on the inside I used the cute little sentiment, sending you a paper hug. And that sentiment comes from the Comfort and Hope stamp set. And I just received this from a friend, so I'll be sure to send her out one of the cards. I'll also be sharing my, I'll be doing a drawing on comments for 2 of the cards. So be sure to comment and I will be messaging you for, or you can private message me your address and I'll get that sent out to you. All right, let's get started with our project. So, what you're going to need is, I'm using the Whisper White note cards and envelopes. There's 20 note cards, 20 envelopes in a pack. It's a great value and a great way to send things out. They are mailable. So I have 1 envelope, 1 note card. I have a piece of cinnamon cider cardstock that measures 3 1/4 by 4 3/4, and I have a piece of crumb cake that measures 3 by 4 1/2. You'll also need a couple scrap pieces of Whisper White to stamp the hearts. So let's bring in our heart. Now this is the reversible stamp. I'm going to bring us up just a little bit closer. Oops, sorry. I don't know why, but sometimes the recording frame moves a little bit slower than the other. I'm going to use the Early Espresso ink, and I'm just going to ink up my stamp, and I'm going to stamp 4 of these. All right, and then the envelope, you know me, and if you've seen any of my videos before, there's no naked envelopes allowed. So I'm just going to stamp 1 on the corner of the envelope while we have that open. I'm going to bring our note card in, and on the inside is where we were going to stamp that cute little verse from Comfort and Hope saying, sending you a paper hug. So there's our sentiment. All right, next step, and I'm not going to do all of these, but I'm going to color one just to show you how quickly this goes. So I'm going to bring in my light cinnamon cider, the dark daffodil delight, and the dark mango melody. These are the stamping blends, okay? Here we go, just a little bit closer for the coloring. All right, so I'm going to use the paintbrush tip. There's paintbrush and then there's a bullet tip as well. And I'm just going to color the centers of all of our, I'm making them look like the brown-eyed Susans, but they could be daisies, they could be whatever you choose. Then I'm going to take the bullet tip and color in our flowers. You don't have to be exact here either. You just kind of fill. And the reason I used the bullet was so that I could get up nice and close to the edges. But you can see how quickly these come together. Then with the dark mango melody, is all I did was take again the bullet tip and I just kind of went over the lines on this big brown-eyed Susan here. And once that dries, you'll see the detail. So each card has 4 of these, and then of course the envelope, you'll color it too. I went ahead with the heart. Let me back up. I then just went and fussy cut, and people are always like, ooh, I don't like to fussy cut. I do. I find it very therapeutic, and I'm not gonna bore you. I will respect your viewing time here, but this is how quickly and easily these cut out, right? So I have 4 of them. Actually, yeah, I have 4 of them right here that I did earlier just for the sake of time, and then I colored in our envelope too. All right, let's bring in the big shot. Haha, I still am calling it a big shot, and it's not. It is the all-new Stampin' Up! Cut and Emboss machine. Let me show you here. Folds right up, click, click, nice and compact. It's really pretty. It's got the shiny silver Stampin' Up! Logo. Tip them down. The plates are numbered, and for the 3D embossing folders, you'll need platform number 1. You're going to want your embossing folder, and again, for this project, we're using the Ornate Floral 3D embossing folder. I'm just going to place my cardstock. That's that little 3 by 4.5 piece of crumb cake. And then we'll use platform 4 on top of that. And then we just simply run it through. And as they say, voila! We have a beautifully embossed piece of cardstock. All right. So now that we have that, we're going to use or bring in our cinnamon cider cardstock, 3 1/4 by 4 3/4. And all I'm going to do before we take that down is that we need our gingham ribbon, and I'm just going to do a wrap. So I'm going to cut a piece just long enough to wrap the ends around. This gingham ribbon is just so fun, and it makes cards so cheery. Now I'm going to use our tear and tape. This is a really sticky adhesive, and this was something new I just picked up the other day to use as a strong adhesive to, I just want to make sure we're straight, a strong adhesive to secure to back of our project so it doesn't fall apart. And with the embossed front on this card, that works really well. So then I'm just going to bring in our stamp and seal, do a little run on each side of our crumb cake, and then I'm going to center that up on the cinnamon cider. All right, one more little thing here, and I'm just going to tie a bow. So there's our little gingham bow. Adds a lot of softness to our card. And using a glue dot, I'm just going to put that right over there. Let's bring in one of the gold hoop embellishments. This is a really good deal too. You get 10 hoops in a pack, so you have lots of options there. And as all I'm going to do is set that right here on our card. And then bringing our pieces back in that we fussy cut and some dimensionals, I'm going to add those to our little hearts. And I'll put a couple on each one. And the reason I'm putting 2 on these little hearts is because I'm going to set these up so that it secures the gold hoop in place, one on each side. Again, adding a couple more dimensionals. Take the backing off, and I can just adhere. And one more. So there's our, just making sure it's all secure, and it is. So there's our card front. And then what I want to do is just adhere this to our note card using dimensionals. One in the middle so there's no sag. Take the backings off. These backings are just like static. They stick to everything. We've got our, oh, we want this one. Has our sending you a paper hug sentiment. And I'm just going to center that up on our note card. I didn't get it very centered that first time, but there, now it is. Good. All right. When we open it up, we still have one more of the 4, and I'm going to give that a little dimensional, and I'm just doing one because we aren't trying to secure anything down. And so there's our little project, matching envelope. And who wouldn't love to get this card? I know I would. I think I want to add one more dimensional. I'm not liking how that one heart is sitting. So we'll just double it up, give it a little extra. There. Now it's sitting just like I want it. You guys, I hope you like this project. This turnover stamp set has really been a fun little set to work with. Stay tuned. There will be more projects coming. Have a great day, everybody, and we'll talk soon.